I had a range of goodies come in this morning, so I thought I'd just let people have a sneaky peek. This set is the Daily Rounding Eraser set. Now, I love this brand, and I needed to get this because I think little fingers have gone strolling off with my putty eraser thinking it's Play-Doh. If you don't already have a putty eraser in your kit and you're new to pencil sketching, one of those is very, very useful. It's, in fact, I would say it's the one of the things you must get. It comes in a set with plastic and a gum eraser, so very good value. I think this was about £3. What else did I get? I mean, this order's basics from the range, and it was a bit slow delivering, but what with the current warehousing and everything. Now, I got myself a set of textured white cards and envelopes. These have got a really lovely texture to them, and with any luck they will react well to watercolours, which I hope to demonstrate in a later video. Now, this is a pack of 25, so should last a good long time. These, so cute. Couldn't resist these. I love that little sentiment to add a bit of cheer, because I don't really have that many cutesy, fluffy stamps. Most of what I've got are flowers and plants and butterflies, so add some cutesy stamps was definitely a must, especially for kids cards. What else did I get? Oh yeah, a must for any newbie card makers. This stuff can be turned into mats, so you can get 6x4 card mats or working areas out of one sheet. So definitely a must for anyone new to card making, a basic set of white card. And this is a really nice weight. It goes through my silhouette really well. It takes the die cuts really well, and because it's white and reacts well to alcohol markers, you can have it pretty much any colour you want once you've cut the wafers. So I'd run out of plain white, so I needed to stock up on this. Right, last two things. This section's only very, very quick. My smooth surface ink and drawing pad. I mostly got this ready for Inktober. Sadly, it's arrived with where it's come out of its cover, but that can be fixed very easily. I have chipboards, and I think I'm just going to make a new cover for this anyway, just for my own use, to make it pretty. And this again is a really nice textured paper. It's theoretically good for watercolours. I've not used this cartridge paper before, but Winsor & Newton have never really let me down before, so fingers crossed. Oh, I don't think it's a good idea to pop that down there. I'll put it away later. Now, Bockingford watercolour. This is a really good student grade watercolour paper. Blends really well. I been using this brand since I was about 15, and I know there are probably better grades out there, but I know how this paper behaves and how it reacts and what the consistency of the paint I need to really get the best of it, and I'm frankly a bit wary about buying more expensive paper when I'm not quite sure how it reacts to paint. I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to new watercolour paper, but Embossing Folder has been around for donkey's years and I can't really see it going out anytime soon. Right, so that is the unboxing section of the video, and I will just pause this and come back to do the gilding part. Okay, I've now got all the bits ready for the Gilding Flakes video. There's 3 things I want to show you, starting with the Gilding Flakes for Aurora Lights Gilding Flakes from Cosmic Shimmer. I'll be doing a stencil design using the Nouveau Gilding Flakes, copper ones. I really like these. They give such a lovely, gorgeous shimmer. And the other thing I'm going to be using is the Gilding Polish by also by Cosmic Shimmer. So we'll be doing 2 little projects and you'll see them as we go along. Right, firstly, what I have gone ahead and covered some ordinary paper with some double-sided adhesive sheets just for the sake of saving time. And we'll stencil with this first to create a background for a card. And if I can find my scratch sheet, that would be helpful. There it is. There's my scratch paper, well used. Firstly, what you need to do is get your paper and cover it with the adhesive you need. You can also use this stuff, but this takes 15 minutes to prime before it's ready, and I'm going to be showing you how to use this in a later video. So for this video I'm just going to be using the double-sided adhesive. If I can get the back off, this is when nails help. Okie dokie. The stencil I'm using is one I cut out of a design I found on Silhouette. I think it was on Silhouette. And I cut it out of my Mylar sheets, which are so useful. Bear with me a moment. I don't have nails. There we go. There we go. One adhesive sheet. Don't worry if there are a couple of marks on there. The copper flakes will cover it up. The other thing you need to do is with your Versamark or your embossing ink, give your stencil a good old coat of this, because this will stop it from sticking to the adhesive. You'll be able to peel it up after you've Fingers and thumbs today. This will prevent your stencil from sticking permanently to that double-sided adhesive. Okay, cover that up. Side. Now, make sure I can actually see. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just zoom in on this momentarily. So you can see what I'm doing a bit more easily. There we go. That's better. Right. Place your stencil down. I think we'll have it around there. Making sure it's all straight and lined up. Oh, I've done it the wrong way. Don't worry about that last little bit, we can trim that off at the end. Right, there we have our masked areas, which will protect areas we don't want getting covered up. Carefully take the lid off these, because otherwise they'll go everywhere. And what you do, you just take a few flakes out, press them down gently, like so. Then ignore that, my cat's trying to get in because we've got them restricted and she's refusing to use the cat flap. Right, don't worry about using too much because it can always go back in to the pot afterwards. And what you do, you take a nice clean sponge and gently work those flakes into the gaps where the stencil isn't marking. Go. Get it good and covered. This will take a while and it is a messy process, but so effective and so worth it. I know it looks a mess right now, but you'll see what I mean when it's all done. Get them right in those gaps, because the more solid flakes you'll get, the glossier it will be. The more you rub in, the more you'll get a more burnished effect than you would if you just pressed it down. So you've got shiny bits coming through there. Put a bit more down here. then any excess, rub off. Don't worry about that bit of the edge, you'll see what's happening with that later. Because we're going to trim this piece down after we've gone round and covered the rest of the adhesive with glitter. Yeah, love a bit of glitter. Right, I think that is good and covered now. Right, knock that off. And those bits I can save and put in the back in the tub, just like the embossing powder. And put the lid back on. Okay, still going to need your scratch paper, so don't throw that away just yet. What I am going to do is I'm just going to gently trim along that edge, just to straighten it up a bit. Pop that in the bin. Right, now we can peel that off, and we have a very, very pretty floral background. Not finished yet because it's sticky. These bits here are still sticky, and you're going to want to be able to, you're going to want to cover that up with something to protect it, because otherwise it's just going to stay sticky and get all covered in yuck. So what we're going to do is, if I can get the lid off this glitter, got it. So we're going to sprinkle some. Oh, first, let's get rid of those little bits there. Oh dear. Sprinkle some of the green all over that. Use some of the stuff I've spilled, because it's gotten everywhere now. What you do is you sprinkle around the edge, and anywhere you've got this is a messy job. So if you're not keen on glitter, you can also go in with embossing powder. What you just do is you go and you spread that around the edges. It won't stick to the places you've got gilding flakes. It will stick wonderfully to the areas that have no coating just yet. Right. Tip that green. Try not to make a mess. Find the lid before I knock it over again. And I know that looks like a mess at the moment, but I assure you it will look splendid once I've... If you get it all over your hands, and you can just wipe it off with a damp cloth. Give your hands a bit of a brush up. Okay, next is good grief. Lids on these are so tight. There we go. Then you can actually blend the glitter, the green and the white with the copper. I just love this colour coordinate combo. It's just so pretty. This will make a fabulous background piece. Right, that's where you get in again with your finger. Work it into that sticky. And everywhere that doesn't have glitter at the moment, we'll get a nice coating of sparkle. Ready for use. Give it a tap off. And there we have the most gorgeous mottled green marbly gilded background piece for use on a card. Now I'm just going to put this glitter back in. Just want to get through the technique side of things first. Okay, next is creating a solid background. I think I'll get another piece of scratch paper actually. Bear with me. Boom. No, nearly. If I get another piece of scratch paper out. There we go. This is where you just get to have fun and cover a whole piece of card. I've just got a piece of scrap paper. This is a really good way of using up your scraps actually, because you can make some really effective backgrounds. Oh, I wish I had fingernails. There we are. Rather, I wish I had fingernails that weren't so soft. They bent and lost back in tight, they tear so easily. Oh, well. Sorry, that was my son trying to make a guest appearance. Right, here we go. These are brilliant because these have got lots of colours all mixed up together. You've got gold, you've got silver, you've got copper, you've got reds and greens, and you just dump a load on there. And it's the same way, you're doing the same thing as we did with the centre. You're just patting it down, spreading it out. Good old spread. And come in again with your spongy thing. And give it a good spread out. And it gives you a lovely distressed effect with lots of colours. So there's plenty on there. And look at the shine on that, isn't that gorgeous? So there we go. And the sponge actually buffs it up as well as you go. So just tidy up the edges here. And then oh dear. Oh, I'm making a right mess here now. And these can go back in the pot. And this is what I'm going to do with this one. We're just out throwing things everywhere. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. This is where for this I'm using the Royalty Embossing Folder from Ultimate Crafts. And you put this in so the raised bits are at the back coming through. Okay, and then close that on. That looks just about central. Use your two thinnest plates and the platform. It depends on the machine you've got. If you've got a big shot and the multi-purpose platform, it'll tell you exactly what to do. Ooh. Come on. Sometimes it takes a bit of work to get it through the machine, but it's worth it. I might pull it back through just to be on the safe side. Let's put those away. Peel this off here and I'm going to make sure that this is in shot. Lovely embossed image to use as a background. Look at that. These just appeal to my magpie. I'd say inner magpie, but it's not so inner these days. So I was like, just give me the shiny thing. Okay, use the embossing polishes. Now, one thing you will say, you will need to prime your sponges with warm soapy water. You want them soft and slightly damp, not sopping wet, because that's what will help get that paste really working. Now, the best thing to show you these is on dark cards, because it will show up much better. Right. And these are fantastic for giving your paper These are fantastic for getting a coating on your paper, and they'll work for pretty much any porous surface, provided that you've actually got them softened. But you can also apply these with a palette knife through a stencil. So if we give this gorgeous blue, and this looks completely different on light cards, I'm just going to do this one to show you how gorgeous is that blue. On the dark card, this purple actually looks more purple than blue. And they do really well for blending as well, much like you would with dyes, dye inks, and you can just keep layering up and layering up. Now I think this needs a bit of the blue or the teal green, because I just love this colour more than anything. Just keep working it in. With the gilding polish and the opal polish, one gives a much more opaque covering. So if you see that, what I might do, but you can still see through the green onto the blue. And then you can also stamp on top of this, but with like vellum and other coated papers, you will need to heat emboss the ink afterwards, otherwise it won't dry, because you've already given that paper a coating, and it won't dry, the ink won't dry properly, because this creates a barrier between the paper and the ink that you put on top. So what I think we will do is I might add some pink to this as well, just to get a bit more variation of colour. So you got the grass and this one's a bit gloopier. Come on, get off. Bit more pink down the bottom. I love this colour combo. It's just so pretty. Oh, the other thing is these can smell quite strong. So if you've got an issue with strong smells, these might not be for you. I happen to love the smell of these things, but it's not for everyone. So what we're going to do is get that good and blended. Then we're going to use that as a background for a stamped image. Okay. We do with this. I think this is where we play with my new stamps. Just like with the other embossing powder, you will need your embossing buddy, because you only want the ink, the embossing powder, to stick to your stamped image. You don't want it everywhere. It can easily be brushed off with a nice dry soft paintbrush, cheap and cheerful makeup brush. So long as it's soft and you don't rub too hard, you'll be able to get the the powder off that you don't want. Just a quick drink there. And new stamps. I love unwrapping new stamps. Means we get to have a play. So, what shall we do? Ooh! Super sticky. Now, I think we'll have the chair in the middle. Like so. Grass at the bottom. Then we'll have the sentiment at the top and some butterflies, I think. Excuse me if you can't see through my head. I am trying to keep it out of the way. There we go. Where's the other butterfly? There is a bunny stamp in this as well, but I think that might be a bit too much. Right, there we go. Press down to pick them up. Oh. What I might do though is straighten that up a bit, just so it's not completely under wonk. There we go, make sure it's all stuck down. Now what colour shall we do this in? As I'm planning on embossing this with black, I might as well just use black ink to give us a bit of a contrast. What do you think? That way up? That way up. Stick it away, got it. Give it a good old coating with the Versamark. Ooh. Why is that not stuck? I'm gonna give that a bit of a deal with that one in a minute. This can be rescued. That's why I like these stamping platforms. Peel these off. Doesn't need to be huge amounts of ink on this. Just give that a press down so it takes the image. I think that is just going to need a bit of a clean up. Okay, pop that down. Give this a coat up. Right, the powder has not worked on this, so this is where your soft paintbrush comes in. To take off anything you don't want. I must have touched the coating or not put enough powder down. Okay then. Right, lid on there. And I think we need to start thinking about timing. This is going on. It's going on a bit too long at the moment. Ow. There we go. There we have another lovely little, if I can get it in shot. How cute is that? We're going to use that on a card now. Right, what should we do with this? I know. I have a scrap here that I wasn't entirely happy with when I embossed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of my super sticky double-sided sticky tape from the works and just give this a little bit of a mat to sit on. And just enough that you can see those flowers, because I don't want that to go to waste. It's true Blue Peter fashion. Here's one I made earlier. Okay, let's see if I can get this off without taking too long. See, that was easy. Why couldn't the other one be that easy? Right. What I want is the flowers on the upside, a bit of stem coming down there. I want to see that flower, so I'm going to line it up against that flower. Give it a good old press down. Then I'm bringing my craft knife and my metal ruler. And as I have a straight line there, I'm going to use it. If you don't have a metal ruler, get one, because your craft knife will just destroy any plastic one, because they're so soft you won't have the purchase to there we go. That's on a lovely black mat, which should be big enough for really nice, simple. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I like that. Who said cards have to be complicated? Right, I'll use my smaller scissors for this one. Look, never mind. It doesn't matter if you go over like that, because you can just fold it back on itself once you've taken the backing off. And then, so yeah, kids, delightful creatures, love them, couldn't eat a whole one. Then we've got, oh, there we go. A lot of people like to use wet glue. I prefer using tape when I'm in a hurry, because it's less likely that your paper will warp. And see where I go over that? Just flick it back over. Job's a good one. Then, if I can actually get... Oh, why is there nothing working for me today? There we go. Right. Here we are. Job's a good one. Right. Well, that answers that question then. This is why you put the lid on your stamp pad, because I just put my ink pad. So let's, doesn't matter, it's only the base, you can cover it up. Oh, done it again. So if I can get that off yeah, plastic eraser before it dries, any ink splodges. Tiny bit of a mark there, but you wouldn't actually notice it until you've finished it. So let's move that back into the light, and then I'll see if I can zoom in on it. Oh yeah, there we are. Let's zoom in. Oh, I'm actually zoomed in this. Oh, those gorgeous iridescent colours look fantastic against the black card. Really pleased with that one, actually. Love that. I'm going to zoom out again to close off, because I think that's all I've really got time to do. So I've got 3 backgrounds, and I'll show you what I do with these in the video images at the end. Right. There we go. I hope you found this video useful and it's given you lots of ideas. Sorry, people keep coming in. Oh well, these things are sent to try us, aren't they? I hope this has given you lots of ideas, and I will see you in the next video I post, which will hopefully be at some point next week, where I'll be doing something that's a little bit less messy than gilding and embossing, and I'll be probably showing you how to use your stencils to emboss with. So give these a clean up. Always clean your stamps before you put them away. Otherwise you get inky fingers. Okie dokie. That is about all I have time for. I will see you next week.